Morning from New Hampshire, and we got snow. We have I would say probably 4 to 6 inches or so that we got yesterday, starting Sunday night into Monday morning, and we had the day off. So yesterday was Martin Luther King Day and also the inauguration of a new president. So I did spend some time at home because I'm a teacher, so I had the day off. My husband is not a teacher, so he did not have the day off. And so I was able to be home and get some jobs done that have gone by the wayside. So that was good. I got some work done, laundry done, and just some general work. I was able to do some paperwork, do some reading, and watch the inauguration. That was really great. So all I can say is what an exhausting day. Like, I didn't even watch everything that went on. I can't imagine going to all of those activities all in one day. But I guess they prepared for it, right? They knew it was coming and they were ready for it. So I guess what I can say is that watching the inauguration, I have to say that having a big family, and we do church stuff. My husband's a pastor, and unifying your family like that is a great undertaking, and I have to give credit for that. I know families are not perfect. Every family has its trials and troubles. And it's not about perfection, it's about sticking together in the good times and the bad times, supporting one another, not necessarily supporting the bad things that people do necessarily, like the previous family had to put out all of the pardons. I don't think that's okay to support such things that went on the last 4 years, but I feel like the families represented in the new administration are respectable and hopeful, is what I'll say. And it's hard to pull your family together, and everybody has different thoughts and opinions, and that's what makes it interesting. But it's hard to really have that really close bond, even though we might disagree on things. And I have to say that we had our trials as a family when kids were younger, but I'm really glad for how my kids pull together with each other and help each other, and that's one of the blessings of right now. Even though my kids are flying the coop, I do appreciate that they support each other, and so that's really a blessing. And that's what families should do, kind of be there for each other. So here we are on our way to school. It is freezing. Oh my gosh, it says 1 degree on my car. 1 degree. I think it was 7 when I got in the car, then it went down to 5, now it's 1. That's cold. I don't think it ever got this cold last year, the entire year. I know that several years ago on Valentine's Day, my mother's house, the pipes froze and she had a pipe burst and damaged the entire house. So it can be very dangerous to have such low temperatures. So, hello, thank you for coming. Thank you for the thumbs up, and thank you for coming to my video. And if you could watch maybe 5 minutes, that would be great. I know a lot of people scroll through on these vertical lives, but it's a great way to be able to share my car ride. Yeah. So I am headed to school, and I just wanted to share we had 5 inches of snow, about. Some places it's less, some places a little more. And it's, my car now says 0 degrees. I do have plenty of gas. That's one thing when it's this cold, you want to make sure your car is working in good condition, and you have plenty of gas, because you don't want to run out of gas in this freezing cold weather. So we have went up to 1 degree. So very cold. It's supposed to be cold today and tomorrow. And when it's like, it was 34 the other day and it felt like spring. So yeah, I'm headed to school, and today is January 21st. We had a day off yesterday. It was Martin Luther King's day. And we also had inauguration day. So I was able to watch some of it on the television. So I'm really glad that I got to watch that, because if I had been at school, I wouldn't have been able to watch it because I have school, you know. Yeah, I teach math, and I'm headed to school. I work outside of my town, and I'm also on the school board in my town. So I do a lot with education topics. So yeah, I teach math, and I'm also very interested in how does all of this, we the people, and our government is by the people and for the people. So when we get somebody elected, it's not about just watching that person do all the work. That person is a leader, but we are the people that are supposed to be holding that person accountable. So that's what I do in my town. Wow, my temperature gauge now says negative. Oh my goodness, it says -2 now. I don't know how it could go down, because usually when the sun comes up, the temperature goes up. Woo! I work at a school. I did wear very warm clothes. I have warm socks, warm sweater, because we do have heat at our school, but our building is, we have a door. It's a small building. It opens and closes, so sometimes I get cold. And I'd rather be too warm than too cold. So yeah, so we're headed to school. It's -1 degrees, and all I can say is I hope this is the coldest it gets for the winter. Usually the coldest time will be the end of January, beginning of February. Then it starts, temperatures start going up. So if we can make it through the next 3 weeks, we should be good. And it's not too bad. The roads are really clear, no ice. The people that cleared the roads, they cleared the roads really well right away on Sunday, when was it? Monday morning. And I have 2 boys that work shoveling. They shoveled for 8 hours on Monday, so they were pretty tired. They will be coming to school a little bit later. And I did have a good time yesterday watching the inauguration. I also went out and got some yarn, because I have this idea that I want to make a short red scarf, like a chunky one that is just short, that's up by my neck. And I brought my crochet hooks. Maybe I'll do a little bit today, I don't know. And I went out to the yarn store yesterday, and there was hardly anyone there. The store was empty. I think everybody was at home cold. And secondly, they're probably watching the inauguration, or maybe they're doing a no-spend January. I don't know about resolutions. I made a resolution several years ago. I said, I will never, for the year, whatever year it was, I will not have any more library fines. And that year, one of my boys, he had gotten a whole backpack full of books, and he lost the entire backpack. So I had to pay for all of those books. So I was like, why did I make that resolution? And, the resolution, did the resolution bring me bad luck? I don't really believe in luck, but that's what I was thinking. So this year I thought, yeah, no spend January. That sounds great. Well, January has been a very spendful month, so maybe I'll do no spend February, because lots of things have come up and I've spent money, and I need to stop spending money because I need to save my money. So anyway, the sky does look pretty. It's blue. The sun is pretty. There are people on the road, and life is progressing as normal. My temperature gauge now says 3 degrees, so it's up and down. And in New Hampshire, we have, as far as the government is concerned, we have a new governor this year. We also have lots of new state representatives. New Hampshire has 400 state representatives, and the representatives represent people from all over the state, depending on the population of your area. And we will be voting on a lot of different things this year, and one of the things is education freedom accounts. So that would be in New Hampshire, the schools are funded mostly with property taxes. And, we also get money from the state and some from the federal. And we fund up to about $20,000 per student, which I think is pretty outrageous. And so the education freedom accounts will be money that will be given to parents of homeschoolers or people that want to send their kids to a different school. And these cars are whizzing by me, and I am going a little bit over the speed limit. So if you see cars buzzing by me, they are driving too fast. And so the education freedom accounts are for people who have kids. Now, the state pays $20,000 for each kid, but the education freedom accounts are like $4,000 to $5,000. So it's not the whole amount that would follow the child, but at least it's a little something to help with defray the cost of sending your kid somewhere other than public school. There's a lot of debate about it, and so this should be interesting to see we do have the education freedom account, but it is for people under a certain income level. So this time they want to remove the income restriction and make it available for all. So we'll see what happens with that. And so it's been interesting to be in on the debate and to be able to talk about these things that will affect us in the pocketbook. Now, according to the president yesterday, he's going to lower prices on everything. That would be nice. I really want the price of eggs to go down, and butter. Eggs are I think they were can't remember the exact price, somewhere between $4 and $6 per dozen. Butter, I paid $3.99 on Sunday for a pound of butter. That's $1 per stick of butter. And if you have kids in your house and they don't pay the bills, they don't understand, how much all this stuff costs, and sometimes they waste it. And I freak out. Yeah. So, yeah, my kids are probably in the bed with a warm blanket. Yeah, probably. They do love their warm blankets. I started getting a heating pad and just heating up my spot to get into the bed because I don't really like cold. But I think we're doing okay. We're making it. It's 4 degrees, and I'm just thinking every day of winter is a day closer to spring. So I need to start thinking about spring gardening. Last year I did not really garden at all. I just got sick of it. It's a lot of work to garden, and then we usually go away in August and the garden is growing and I'm not there to water it or, pick the fruit off of it. So I got to come up with a plan to make sure that I can get something done. I didn't plant as many sunflowers last year. I really missed out on that. So it's a lot of work. Gardening is not just plant a seed and watch it grow. It is a little bit of work. So I'm enjoying my ride this morning. Thank you for coming to this video. Thank you for the thumbs up. And thanks for participating and checking out this video. I'm glad to get back to school and get into the routine. Wow, the sky is beautiful. That's why I started these videos, to just kind of record the beautiful morning as I drive into work. It is up to 6 degrees now, so things are looking good. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the inauguration. And I don't know how you liked the inauguration. I thought there was a lot of really good content. I didn't watch every minute about it, but I did see the bands. I used to play in a town band, very, amateur. I play the flute, and I have a friend that played the clarinet, and we had kids that played with us. And we played a lot of the same songs that they played during the inauguration, like Stars and Stripes and Battle Hymn of the Republic, and some other songs that were traditional military type songs, American favorites, just really awesome. I loved that part. The band playing really good music, I thought. I loved it when Carrie Underwood sang a cappella. I was watching it at that time when there was this awkward silence because they were supposed to have music while she sang. But she did a wonderful job a cappella, and then people joined in, and it was really awesome. I think it actually was better than having the music playing because it seemed so like family-ish and so human connection rather than just a performance. I thought that was really awesome. And I loved Melania's outfit, and I saw some of my friends talking on Facebook about her outfit. I loved it how it kind of matched, the president's suit, and I loved it how it looked black. I'm thinking it was black, could have been navy blue, but and then she had the white, scarf underneath. I thought that was so classy, and she's so poised. She's such a good example of classic poise, And then the hat. There was a lot of talk about the hat. I would love to hear an explanation about that hat because I loved the hat. It just seemed weird that you couldn't see her face really. And she didn't pull her head up so that you could see her face. It kind of shadowed her face. But then recently I just saw her post about, she's kind of somber after all she's been through. She's been through a lot in the last 4 years. So maybe it was just a sign of strength and just giving the sign that I'm still here, I'm strong, you're not gonna make me quit, type of thing. And so I loved her outfit. I thought that JD Vance and his family was adorable. I thought his wife's smile was really special, and the pink dress was really pretty. It looked like she had a pink coat with a pink dress, which oddly enough, when I was a little kid, like 3 years old or so, my mom dressed me up in a similar outfit to go to church. It was kind of funny. I thought, wow, that reminds me of that outfit my mother had for me when I was a little kid. And I thought it was really special the way he brought his whole family, and the little tiny kids didn't seem majorly interested, but I think they did a good job. And I think it was good to bring them because someday it will be a really special memory for them. And as far as the older Trump kids, they're an amazing crew. And I thought Barron Trump, he was pretty awesome. He seems like he's always been so stoic and shy, but he seems to be kind of getting a little more confident. And so I think that's really cool. Who knows what's ahead for that guy? I think his mom brought him up right, and he's headed for greatness. So, yeah. And then I went on Amazon actually to see if they were selling hats like Melania's. I typed in Melania's hat or Melania hat. Because sometimes when there's a person that's famous, they will sell something that is their signature item, like Lady Di with the special ring that she had, and everybody wanted that ring. Or the Dorothy Hamill haircut. That's when I was a kid. Dorothy Hamill had a special haircut that was unique, so everybody went out and got a Dorothy Hamill haircut. And so I was wondering if maybe they were selling the Melania Trump hats, but I didn't see them yet. That could be today sometime. But I like the idea of a hat. I kind of like hats, and I think they do look nice. And I like to see women with a cute hat. So that's that. And it was cold. It was cold in Washington. So a lot of the events were supposed to be outside, but they were held inside, which I think was a good move. It is just way too cold. Even if, people watching could dress up, but people that, the stars of the show, they got to look good too. Sometimes it's hard to look good, and you wouldn't know who they were if they bundled up completely. There are ways though. I mean, in Russia they have the very warm coats and the very warm hats that they wear, and there's a way to dress up and still be warm when it's cold out. But I thought it was nice to have it inside, because sometimes when you do things outside, the sound quality isn't as good either. So it was nice that we could hear everything, and the sound quality was good, and everything seemed to go well, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the economy has a really good turn for the better. But never forget what the last 4 years taught us. I mean, so many things, so many crazy things happened that are inexcusable, and I hope we never forget. Changed some people's lives. All of this stuff changed people's lives. People actually died from all the things that went on, and we can't forget. And don't ever be gullible again. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so I am almost on my way. I'm almost at school. Thank you for those who have stopped by and watched this video. I really appreciate it. And yeah, Johnny Apple, I agree. And we aren't out of the woods yet. Like, be on your guard. Don't sit back and say it's over, because there's still, I'm sure there's trouble brewing ahead. Be strong and have a good courage. That's what we need to do. Be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that we may be able to stand in the evil day. And that was in the Bible, and you know what? That's for every single day of every single generation. So don't be so foolish to think that just because, some people believe that the president is the solution to all of our problems. It's not. The president is one little piece of the puzzle, and it could be not as great a piece as we plan on. And you can't just give up and say, oh good, now I can eat, drink, and be merry, right? So be on your guard and don't trust in people. Trust in God. Trust in God. Isn't it ironic? We do have on our money that it says, in God we trust. I think our founding fathers wanted us to remember that. And it's put on our money. We don't trust in money. We don't trust in people. We don't trust in democracy per se. All of those might be ways that we can protect people from tyranny or anarchy, but they aren't the answer to all of our problems. Put our trust in the Lord. He will help us, okay? Mental health, how to deal with mental health. Mental health removed from society. Yeah, mental health. Mental health is a definite issue. It's getting blurry. The lines are blurry about mental health versus, just ignorance sometimes. But mental health is definitely a thing, and yeah, why is there so much need for mental health professionals? I don't know. Sometimes I definitely need to protect my mental health. And there are ways you can do it naturally, and having a good friend to talk to is really good. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, and have a great day. Goodbye.